The first question is, you regularly make new friends. Nowadays, I would say that is not very true, but it's not zero, so I will agree, but close to the middle. Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. Yes. I don't think that there's any other answer to that for me. Well, I guess straightforward ideas can be useful, but I don't know about exciting, so I'd agree heavily with this one. You usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally with you than by factual arguments. For sure, the emotional part is what drives me, and I would think that naturally it drives most people, right? What matters to us if not what gives us joy or happiness? Anyways, strong agree. Your living and working spaces are clean and organized. Ooh, definitely clean and definitely organized, but not always to the degree I would prefer, so that's an agree but not a hard degree. You usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. Usually implies some level of proportional probability. I wouldn't say I'm always calm under a lot of pressure, but I'm calm. I can be calm under a lot of pressure, but usually is the key word here. You usually stay calm under a lot of pressure. So yeah, definitely not usually. It is possible, but not very often. So I would say disagree. You find the idea of networking or promoting yourself to strangers very daunting. For sure, hard agree. You prioritize and plan tasks effectively, often completing them well before the deadline. Yeah, usually. So, where's the key word is often. I'd say hard agree. People's stories and emotions speak louder to you than numbers or data. For sure. You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists. Yes. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. I don't think I'm that sensitive to mistakes. I can feel bad from it, but I wouldn't say even a small mistake. So that is a soft disagree. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Nowadays, a bit more comfortable than before. Obviously, this depends on the situation I'm in, but I wouldn't say I hesitate too much if I do find something interesting about them, so I'd say agree. You are not interested in discussions about various interpretations of creative works. You are not interested. I'd say disagree. You prioritize facts over people's feelings when determining a course of action. Oh, I mean, if there's any sort of conflict, it makes sense to prioritize facts, but I wouldn't want to discount people's feelings. I think if it's chaotic, facts would be what I should think about and talk about first, but I don't necessarily choose my course of action depending on the facts. This really depends on the situation, I reckon. You prioritize facts over people's feelings. Do I? I'd say yeah, so when it's chaotic, yeah, so it's a soft agree. You often allow the day to unfold without any schedule at all. Hard disagree. Or maybe to a certain extent I can wing it. So maybe yes. A normal disagree. You really worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. You really worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. Yeah, I'd say I'd really worry about it. There may be times, but yeah, really. So normal agree. You enjoy participating in team-based activities. Actually, generally no, so I'll say a normal disagree. You enjoy experimenting with new and untested approaches. Yes, but not always, so normal agree. You prioritize being sensitive over being completely honest. I mean, I feel like both are important, so both are just as important, so I will pick the middle. You actively seek out new experiences and knowledge areas to explore. New experiences and knowledge areas to explore. Actively. I do, but not very often, so I'd say normal agree. You are prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse. Nah, I think it happens, but am I prone to it? Nah. That's a hard disagree. You enjoy solitary hobbies or activities more than group ones. Hard agree. You cannot imagine yourself writing fictional stories for a living. That's a normal disagree because I have been writing a book recently. Yes, it's non-fiction, but how different is it to write a fictional story? I just have to use my imagination a bit more, so I'd say normal disagree. You favor efficiency in decisions, even if it means disregarding some emotional aspects. I mean, I wouldn't want to disregard any emotional aspects, but I would favor if efficiency is, that would really depend on what situation we're talking about. So I could favor it. This one's neutral. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. Prefer is the key word, so hard agree. In disagreements, you prioritize proving your point over preserving the feelings of others. Yes? Oh, proving a point. No, I'd say that most of the... Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about something that I do care about and I do feel strongly about my point, I would prioritize that, but I don't want to overlook preserving the feeling of others, so I would say soft agree. You usually wait for others to introduce themselves first at social gatherings. Yes, it's a yes. Is it a hard agree? Do I do it every time? Usually. Yeah, it's a hard agree for usually. Your mood can change very quickly. That's a hard agree. You are not easily swayed by emotional arguments. I am definitely very swayed by emotional arguments, so I'm going to say hard disagree. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. Nah, not very often, so that's a normal disagree. No, maybe a soft disagree because it really depends. If I'm getting ready to go somewhere, I'll probably do a lot of things last minute. But if it's a chore or, an action that I've been meaning to do for a while, I'll do that relatively early. So, soft disagree. You enjoy debating ethical dilemmas. Hard agree. You usually prefer to be around others rather than your own. Not usually. So I would say normal disagree. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. Hard disagree. When facts and feelings conflict, you usually find yourself following your heart. Yeah, hard agree. You find it challenging to maintain a consistent work or study schedule. Nah, I think I've always found it easy to maintain a schedule. Hard disagree. You really second guess the choices that you have made. Really, yeah. I mean, I kind of do, but I'd say it's like half-half-ish, so yeah, in the middle. Your friends would describe you as lively and outgoing. Not so much nowadays, so I would say soft disagree. You are drawn to various forms of creative expression such as writing. Hard agree. You usually base your choices on objective facts rather than emotional impressions. Usually, yeah. So let's say soft agree, because it can happen. Govern my choices. You like to have a to-do list for each day. I do. I don't always do it, but I like to have it, so hard agree. You really feel insecure. Yeah. So normal agree. You avoid making phone calls. Yeah, I mean, I don't hesitate as much anymore, especially when I have to, for work, for example. And if I need to call people that I'm close with or familiar with, yeah, I don't really hesitate. Yeah, I wouldn't say avoid. So I'd say it's a normal disagree. You enjoy exploring unfamiliar ideas and viewpoints. Yes, but not always, so normal agree. You can easily connect with people you have just met. I can, yeah, hard agree. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. If they're interrupted, if they're for plans to meet up with a friend, then that isn't my top priority. But if it's for work or if it's for something that I really care about, like applying for something that I'm trying to get into, then I would make it my top priority. I guess you can have it on your top priority while also procrastinating. So I'd say normal agree. You are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago. I mean, sometimes, but I wouldn't say enough to point it out. So that's a neutral answer for me. You are not too interested in discussing theories on what the world could look like in the future. Hard disagree. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Not that often. It happens a lot, but I'd say soft disagree. When making decisions, you focus more on how the affected people might feel than on what is most logical or efficient. I don't know about more. It's not a more. I definitely think about it a lot, so I'd say soft disagree. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts. Yeah, normal agree though, because it can be more consistent efforts depending on how I've formed the habit. Yeah, normal agree. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take for them to feel disappointed in you. Nah, that sounds sad. Hard disagree. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. I would. So I like that it says most of the time and not all the time, because I still like to work with people. I think that if I found something that I'm really motivated about, it doesn't matter if people are there or not. And if anything, most of the time it'd be good if they're not there. But there's always an element of procrastination, which really helps for people to be around. So I'd say you would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. I would love it, yes. So it's a soft disagree. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. Hard disagree. You feel more drawn to busy, bustling atmospheres than to quiet, intimate places. Hard disagree. If a decision feels right to you, you often act on it without needing further proof. Often, yes, so hard agree. You often feel overwhelmed. Hard agree. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. Oh, this also depends on what it's about. If it's something I don't enjoy too much, like cooking, I do tend to skip over steps. But if it's something that I really care about, like cleaning something that I'd really care about being clean, I'd probably follow it step by step. When it comes to work, it depends how boring or interesting the task is. So, I'd say in the middle. You prefer tasks that require you to come up with creative solutions rather than follow concrete steps. It varies depending on what I'm doing as well. I think that ultimately creative solutions are more interesting, but I think I can have a lazy brain where a lot of the times I'd prefer if there were concrete steps. So I'd say it's a soft agree. You are more likely to rely on emotional intuition than logical reasoning when making a choice. I mean, yeah, as much as I'd like to think otherwise. I'll say soft agree. You struggle with deadlines. No, I wouldn't say so. Hard to disagree. You feel confident that things will work out for you. Yes, hard agree. That was the last question. I will get my result now. INFJ A. Yeah, that's the same result that I got 5 years ago, so been staying consistent. Nice.